Hello everyone. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Hello. Good evening. How are you all? Good evening everyone. Am I audible to everyone? Am I visible to everyone? So everyone, I welcome you all in this final marathon for IE IFS. You know that we have only 2 days left, and now it's the time we have to prepare for the complete revision. So what I have planned for you all is that we have to just give a final marathon complete ABCD. I will give you the questions mix from module A, B, C, and D, focusing more on D because D is very important for you all. Plus, in this, we are starting first of all with the theory. So, I have left the budget topic for all of you because in the budget topic, we have some little things to discuss. So, I have told you that we will discuss the budget in the final marathon. So, first, we will be taking the budget, okay, and then we will discuss the rest of the questions. Plus, in the final marathon, I will be giving you all the committees PDF that is very important. Priority sector lending, the updated priority sector lending, because it is expected in the examination, the updated priority sector lending questions, right? So, MSME, this is updated. Priority sector lendings, these are updated, plus committees, okay, plus the budget. So, these are the theories which I am going to give you in the final marathon, and rest all the MCQs, multiple choice questions, okay? So everyone kindly just please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone just please at least like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone. Okay. So let's start discussing. First of all, let's talk about the budget topic. So this topic I have left for the explanation in the last minute. So this is modules B topic, and you know that module B is very, very conceptual and very, very important for all of you. So let us discuss some of the important things related to budget. First of all, the annual budget of the country, it is actually called as what? The annual budget of the country, it is called as the union budget, and it is presented by union finance minister, and usually it was earlier presented in the last working day of February, but now onwards it has been presented from 1st of February. And according to article 112, the union budget of the year is also called as the annual financial statement. Clear? Now, in the budget, first of all, I want to tell you that the complete budget, for discussion of the budget, the complete budget is actually divided into two parts. We have to discuss the budget in two parts. Income, which is also called as receipts. Income, the official word for income is receipts. And then we have the expenditure. So in the budget, we have these two things, income and expenditure. So income, whatever the sources of income for the budget are, whatever the sources of income, that income are actually divided into two parts. These incomes are actually divided into two parts. We have revenue income and we have capital income. Now, what is the difference between, or what is the meaning of revenue and capital income? First of all, let's talk about the capital income. What is a capital income? So capital income means any those income of the government, any those income which either increases the financial liability, means from that income either the burden of the government is increasing, financial liability is increasing, or the asset of the government is reducing. For example, the government is borrowing loans from Reserve Bank of India or from, say, International Monetary Fund. Okay, different type of loans. For example, there are different type of disinvestments. Disinvestment means the government has sold their shares, investments, and receiving the money. Okay, recovery of the loan. Okay, recovery of the loan. These are all the parts of the capital, or you can say capital receipts. Whereas revenue receipt is saying that neither the financial liability of the government is increasing nor the asset is decreasing. Any those income which neither increases the financial liabilities of the government nor reduces the asset of the government. Okay, now we have different type of revenue income, like for example taxes. All type of taxes are revenue income. Fees, fines, okay, then we have the commissions. Okay, these are all the part of the revenue income, because it doesn't either creates the financial burden, it doesn't increase the financial liabilities, nor it reduces the asset. Okay, now whatever the sources of the revenue income are, whatever the sources, this is also divided into two parts. Okay, one is called as tax and another one is called as non-tax. Okay, non-tax like fees, fines, commissions, railways from income, or profits from the public sector undertakings, these are all the revenue, non-tax revenue. Taxes like income tax, corporate tax, GST, excise duty, these are all the source of taxes. Okay. Now we know that taxes are also of two type: direct taxes and indirect taxes, right? So direct taxes means, like for example, income tax. This is the form of direct tax. Corporate tax, this is a direct tax. Indirect taxes, like we have GST, goods and service tax. Okay, so this is the income portion, that we have the revenue income and we have capital income. Now revenue income, where neither the financial liability is increasing nor the asset is decreasing, whereas the capital income, either the financial liability is increasing or the asset is decreasing. Okay, now when we are talking about the expenditure portion here, now again we have two types of expenditure, everyone. Okay, so we have two types of expenditure. First is called as revenue expenditure, same, and another one is called as capital expenditure. We have revenue expenditure and we have capital expenditure. Now, what is a capital expenditure? First of all, see, opposite of capital income comes in the capital expenditure. The opposite of capital income, it is coming in the capital expenditure. Now, what is a capital expenditure? Capital expenditure says that any expenditure of the government, see, government is spending somewhere, any expenditure of the government, which either reduces the financial liability, any expenditure which either reduces the financial liabilities of the government or increasing the asset of the government, that is called asset revenue expenditure. Either the spending is done for the creation of any asset or the spending is done for reducing the liabilities of the government, that is called as the revenue capital expenditure. Now, revenue expenditure says that neither the financial liability is decreasing nor the asset is increasing. Now, this is the first difference. Usually, capital expenditure are long-term expenditure, whereas revenue expenditure are recurring short-term expenditure, which is done for a period of 1 year. Okay. Now, capital expenditure, if we talk about the capital expenditure, these are non-recurring in nature because these are for long term, so they don't need to be repeated again and again. Whereas revenue expenditure, these are considered as the recurring nature expenditure, means these are repetitive expenditure. These are repeated on an yearly basis, on a monthly basis. Okay. Capital expenditure usually are developmental in nature, okay, whereas revenue expenditure are non-developmental in nature. So that is the difference between revenue income and capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Now, if we talk about some examples, simply, if the spending is done in the infrastructure, any type of infrastructure, it create assets, developmental in nature. Technology, it's create asset, developmental in nature, or you can say repayment of the loan. These are all considered as the capital expenditure. Whereas if we talk about the revenue expenditure, you can say revenue expenditure, like for example, uh, the subsidies which are given by the government. Okay, that is revenue expenditure. Or for example, the expenditure or expenditure which are done on giving any type of pension, okay, or salaries. Okay, so these are all considered as the revenue expenditure. Clear? So that is a very important part of the budget. So we have in a budget income and expenditure. We have two types of income: revenue income and capital income. Okay, now the question can be asked, like for example, the four income are given. You have to identify which of the following is not a capital income, or which of the following is a capital income, or which of the following is not a revenue income, or which of the following is a revenue income. These type of questions are very common in the budget. Same with the expenditure. Four options are given. You have to identify which of the following is the capital or revenue expenditure, or not a capital or not a revenue expenditure. Right? Common question: according to which article the budget word is replaced by annual financial statement? It is Article 112. So these are simple questions that can be asked from this budget chapter, right? So if we talk about in budget, in this income and expenditure, we have three scenarios also. So there are three situations of income and expenditure. Okay. So if there are income and if there are expenditure, so we have three situations of income and expenditure. Now, what are these three situations? First is called as the surplus budget. Now, what is surplus budget? Surplus budget means income is more than expenditure. Now, second one is called as the balanced budget. Now, balanced budget is what? Income is equal to expenditure. And third is called as the deficit budget. Now, what is deficit budget? Deficit says that expenditure is more than income. Okay, so these are the three types of budget: surplus, balanced, and deficit. In surplus, you have more income. In balanced, we have both are equal, and deficit means expenditure is more than income. So usually the underdeveloped economies, whatever the underdeveloped economies are, they are actually having the surplus budget. Usually the developed economies, okay, the developed economies has balanced budget. And usually the developing economies, so whoever are the developing economies, they are having the deficit budget. Okay. Now, in this deficit, we have different concepts also. Now, this is also very important. The questions are asked by the examiner, that deficit situations. So, we have these different deficit concepts. First is called as the revenue deficit. Now, revenue deficit simply revenue expenditure minus revenue income. Revenue deficit means revenue expenditure minus revenue income. Now, what is effective revenue deficit? Effective revenue deficit means whatever the revenue deficit are, revenue deficit minus grant in aids for creation. Okay. Fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit means total expenditure minus total income. Now, here in income, external grants or loans are excluded. Okay, so whatever the loan the government has borrowed from international market, that loans are excluded. When that excluding loan, whatever the income are minus the total expenditure, that is called as fiscal deficit. Okay, now what is the primary deficit? Primary deficit is fiscal deficit minus interest payment. So these all deficit concept you need to learn, everyone. These are the all deficit concept we need to learn. Clear, everyone? Done? So this is simple. This is the budget topic, okay, which I haven't taken in the capsule batch. So this topic I have explained here, everyone. Now it's the time to start the question, everyone. If you have any doubt till here, you are free to ask your doubt. Any doubt till here, if you have, please feel free to ask your doubt or just quickly give me a thumbs up, whoever are present in the class. Everyone, I want a thumbs up. And then we will start the questions, practice questions, everyone, you guys. Sorry, just quickly give me a thumbs up, okay? Everyone, you guys. And then we start the practice questions. Can we start the practice question, guys? Okay, so let's start discussing the practice question with the very first question. Now, in the MCQs multiple choice question, we are taking A plus B plus C plus D. Okay, Kamal. All the four modules questions I'm going to cover in today's session. Okay, so let's start discussing. Okay, first question. Which of the following statement about the difference between bank rate and marginal standing facility is incorrect? Now, we have to choose the incorrect statement, everyone. Okay. First, bank rate is used for long-term lending, whereas MSF is for overnight borrowing. Bank rate requires collateral, while marginal standing facility loans are granted without any security. Now, MSF is generally higher than the bank rate to discourage the frequent use. Now, the objective of bank rate is to manage long-term credit supply, while MSF helps to meet the bank emergencies short-term liquidity needs. So we need to answer which of the following is the correct difference between bank rate and MSF. Everyone, kindly please start answering this question. So if we talk about the correct answer, we have to choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone, please start answering the question. So here Tanya is saying B, bank rate requires collateral, whereas MSF loans are granted without any security. And everyone else, Sunil is also saying B, Harsh is also saying B. So if we talk about the correct answer, yes, see, bank rate, these are long-term lending, while MSF is given for overtime loans, right? So for 24 hours marginal standing facility, the loan is given for the overnight liquidity needs. Okay. Second, bank rate requires collateral. Now, this is incorrect. Perfect, everyone. Why? Because see, bank rate, this can be lent without any collateral. Whereas when we are talking about loan in the MSF marginal standing facility, it should be granted with the security. So obviously, if you talk about the correct answer, B is the correct answer. And this is the difference between the bank rate and MSF. Very important. So these are some of the concept which I am taking in the marathons also to just give you the last minute revision. So bank rate is that rate in which RBI is lending loan to the commercial bank, and that loan is for a longer period of time, long term loan. And for lending loans in the bank rate, it can be raised, means the commercial bank can raise loan without pledging the securities. Whereas MSF, marginal standing facility, is actually a way in which the Reserve Bank of India is giving overnight liquidity funds or loans to the commercial bank. And here in the loan, always remember the pledging of the security is compulsion or compulsory. Clear? Everyone? Done? Now, next question. We have three statement written here. We have to choose which of the following is the correct statement. Now, in the organized sector, the job terms are well defined and employees are eligible for social securities benefit. Second, the unorganized sector include all the workers who are self-employed and receive social security benefit from the government. According to NCEUS, the unorganized sector includes all the incorporated enterprises with fewer than 10 workers. Now we have to choose the correct statement here. Everyone, kindly just please answer this question. We have to choose the correct statement here. Everyone, please answer this question. So the correct answer. We have to choose the correct statement here. Everyone, we have to choose the correct statement here. So the correct answer is Harsh, Kamal, Sunil, Tanya, and everyone. Kindly please, everyone, just like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone, start answering the question. We have three statements and we have to choose the correct statement here. Everyone. So these are all the questions which are very important for your last minute revision. So all of you are saying A is the correct answer, only one. Now see, in an organized sector, the job terms are well defined and employees are eligible for social security benefit. Correct. The unorganized sector includes all workers who are self-employed and receive social security benefit from the government. No, unorganized sector doesn't receive any social security benefit from the government. According to this NCEUS, the unorganized sector includes all the incorporated enterprises. No, the unorganized sector actually comprises of all the unincorporated private employees. Okay, so the definition which is given by NCEUS is the unorganized sector includes all the unincorporated private employees. So if we talk about the correct answer, yes, only one is the correct statement, rest two are the wrong. Now, consider the following statement about the regulation of NBFCs in India. Statement 1. In 1992, the Reserve Bank of India formed a committee headed by Mr. A.C. Shah to suggest the measures for the regulation of NBFCs. Based on the Shah Committee's recommendation, significant amendments were made to Reserve Bank of India Act in January 1997, especially to Chapter 3rd B, 3rd C, and 5th. Statement third, the amendment aimed solely at increasing profit of non-banking financial companies by allowing them more operational freedom. Which of the following statement is correct? Non-banking financial companies. Again, everything is important here because the committee is important for NBFCs and everything is important. Kindly please answer this question. Non-banking financial companies. Which of the following statement are correct here? Harsh, Sunil, Kamal, and everyone who are watching this session, start answering the question, everyone. And kindly please like and share the video to the maximum you can, everyone. Please answer this question, guys. Consider the following statement regarding the non-banking financial companies in India, everyone. So Tanya is saying C is the correct answer. Only first and third are the correct statements. Second is wrong. And everyone else, please answer this question. So Tanya, only one answer is here. Tanya. And everyone else, kindly please answer this question. Sunil is also saying the same answer, C, and everyone else. Please start answering this question. I want an answer from each and every one of you. First, this is the AC Shah Committee, which suggests the measure for the effective regulation of non-banking financial companies. That is perfectly correct statement. There is nothing wrong in the first statement. Second, based on the Shah Committee's recommendation, significant amendments were made to Reserve Bank of India Act in January 1997 and especially to the chapter 3rd B, 3rd C and 5th. That is also correct. Now, amendments solely aimed at increasing the profit of NBFCs by allowing them more operational freedom. No, the amendments were regarding the regulation of non-banking financial companies. How to regulate, how to supervise the non-banking financial company, how to give the customer protection for the non-banking financial company. These were not related for enhancing the profit, right? So statement third is wrong. If we talk about the correct statement here, yes, the statement one and second, these are the correct answer. Okay. Okay, you guys. Done. A is the correct answer. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, please ask. Everyone. Done. Important question. See, NBFCs are very important for all of you. Everyone who are watching this session, kindly please like and share the video to the maximum you can. This is very important for you all to just please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Okay. Now good. Next question. Match the 5 year plans with their key objective. Now we have to match the 5 year plans with their key objective. First 5 year plan, second 5 year plan, third and fifth. And these are the key objective which are written. Now one question expects from the 5 year plan. Yes, you have to expect one question from the 5 year plan. And I have given you in the capsule batch the list of year 5 year plans and their main objective. Okay, these three things are very important for the 5 year plan. So tell me the correct answer here. Sorry. Tell me the correct answer here, everyone. So the correct answer is what? You have to answer this question, guys. Please answer this question. Everyone. Okay, Tanya and Harsh, they are saying A is the correct answer, and everyone else, you guys, please answer this question. So the correct answer is what? Okay. So if we talk about the correct answer first, the first 5 year plan, okay, first 5 year plan, date of the first 5 year plan, 1951 to 1956, focusing more on agriculture and irrigation. Second 5 year plan, 1956 to 61, focuses on industrial growth and heavy objective. Third 5 year plan, it is from 1961 to 1966, focuses on self-reliance and poverty reduction. Fifth 5 year plan. Now, fifth 5 year plan, 1966 to 69, 3 years planning holiday. 1969 to 74 was the fourth 5 year plan, and fifth 5 year plan is from 1974 to 1979, and it focuses on the removal of poverty, right? So these were the 5 year plans. Now, in the 5 year plan, you have to remember the planning holidays. Now, planning holidays very, very important. Okay, maybe the question can be asked. So there were three planning holiday. First planning holiday from 1966 to 69 of 3 years. Second planning holiday from 1979 to 1980 of 1 year. Then third planning holidays from 1990 to 1992 of 2 year, right? So there were six planning holiday in total, right? And here it is also considered as the annual plans, okay? And this was also termed as the annual plan. So if we talk about the correct answer, first is B, second is A, third is C, and fourth is D. Yes, A is the correct answer, everyone. Done? Clear? Yes, everyone. Can we move to the next question? Okay. Next question. Narrow banking in the concept of non-banking financial companies refers to what? What is a narrow banking, everyone? Providing only agricultural loan, investing funds primarily in the safe and liquid asset, offering only long-term loans to industries, focusing on foreign exchange transactions. So we have to choose the correct answer here, everyone. We have to choose the correct answer here. Narrow banking. Narrow banking in context of non-banking financial companies refers to what? Harsh, Kamal, Sunil, Tanya, everyone start answering the question. Narrow banking. If we talk about the correct answer, what is a narrow banking concept? So it is D, focusing on the foreign exchange transaction. Ranveer is saying D. Okay, Kamal is saying B, investing primarily in the safe and liquid funds asset, narrow banking. Now, narrow banking has been recommended in which of the following committees? If we talk about the committee, which committee has given the recommendation of narrow banking? This can also be the question which can be asked in the examination, everyone. Tell me both the answer. Okay. So narrow banking providing only agriculture loan, no. Investing fund in the primarily and safe liquid asset, yes, B is the correct answer. Now tell me which committee has recommended the narrow banking concepts. Narrow banking, the recommendation has been given by which committee? Everyone start answering the question. Narrow banking. Which committee has given the recommendation of narrow banking, everyone? So if we talk about the correct answer, so Narasimha committee, I guess phase second of Narasimha committee give you the recommendation of narrow banking. Okay. Yes, Narasimha committee phase second. Very good, you guys. It is 1997 Narasimha committee phase second. That is the narrow banking recommendation, from where the narrow recommendation come. Right now, the graph shows a shift in the demand curve from D1 to D2. See this. Okay. Now, which of the following could possible reason for this shifting? A rise in the price of the product itself, a fall in the consumer income, assuming the goods is a normal good, a rise in the price of substitute good, imposition of higher taxes of the product. Everyone, please answer this question. Please start answering this question, everyone. Gaurav, Harsh, Ranveer, Sunil, Kamal, everyone start answering the question. The shift in the demand curve from D1 to D2, it is actually because of which of the following possible reason? Shift in the demand curve is because of the which possible reason? Everyone, please answer. The correct answer is what? Okay, okay. So now you are all saying C, a rise in the price of substitute good. Now you are also all saying C. First of all, there is a shifting which is taking place here. Now, here, first of all, I just want to give you the revision of this complete shifting and the movement concept. First of all, let's revise completely this shifting and movement concept, very important. First of all, there is a movement concept. Movement concept means either the upward or the downward shifting along the same demand curve. Movement means upward and downward, whereas shifting means either there is a leftward or rightward shift. Okay. Now, movement occurs when the price has its effect over the quantity demand and other factors remain constant, whereas shifting take place or shifting occurs when price is actually constant and other factors are variable. The demand has the effect of other factor, and when there is a demand increase there is a rightward shift, and when there is a demand decrease there is a leftward shift. Okay. And in movements, remember, if the price is increasing due to which demand is decreasing, this is called as the contraction. And in contraction, the demand curve always goes upward. And if the price is in decreasing due to which demand is increasing, this is called as extension. And in this, the demand curve is always going downward, right? So this is a very important concept for you all, right? Now here, there is a rightward shift and there is a shifting. So price of the product itself, it actually belongs to the movement. Okay, now a fall in the consumer income, assuming that the good is a normal good. Now, normal good means there is a direct relationship between income and demand. So, if the income is decreasing, demand will also decrease. So, this cannot be the answer. A rise in the price of substitute product. Now, tea and coffee, this is a substitute product. Okay. So, if the price of tea rises, obviously the demand of tea decreases, and when the demand of tea decreases, it actually leads to the increase in the demand of coffee. So here the demand is increasing and it can lead to the shift of the demand curve to the right. Obviously, C is the correct answer. Imposition of the higher taxes, you have less money to spend, demand will decrease. Okay, so C is the correct answer. Very good. This is a very complicated question. This is a very good question, especially this movement and shifting concept. Again, a very important concept for all of you. Done? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this? See, if you have any doubt, kindly ask. And just please like and share the video to the maximum you can, everyone. Start like and share the video, guys. Everyone start liking and sharing the video to the maximum you can. Okay? Done? Now, next question. Let's talk about which of the following statement regarding the velocity of money is incorrect. We have to choose the statement regarding velocity of money and we have to choose the incorrect statement here. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Now, velocity of money represents the frequency with which a unit of currency circulate in the economy to purchase goods and services. The velocity of money is calculated by dividing nominal GDP by broad money. Velocity of money and money multiplier are the same concept, measure identical economic factor. Velocity of money establish a link between broad money and nominal GDP. We have to choose the incorrect statement regarding the velocity of money. Everyone start answering this question. Incorrect statement regarding velocity of money. Everyone, you guys, please answer this question. We have to choose the incorrect statement regarding the velocity of money. We have to choose the incorrect statement here. It's simple, it's easy, you can all answer this question. Ranveer, Harsh, and Gaurav, and Sunil, and everyone start answering this question. Velocity of money. Which of the following statements regarding the velocity of money is incorrect? Start answering the question, everyone. Please like and share the video, guys. Everyone. Okay. So no one is answering yet. We have to choose the velocity of money, guys. Everyone. We have to choose the velocity of money, everyone. Okay. So first of all, velocity of money represent the frequency with which a unit of currency circulate in the economy. That is the correct definition of velocity of money. The velocity of money divided nominal GDP by broad money. Perfectly correct statement. The formula is nominal GDP divided by broad money. Good. Velocity of money and money multiplier are the same concept. No, money multiplier and velocity, these are the two different concept. Money multiplier is how base money, how reserve money, or you can say the base money is converted into the broad money. It is m3 divided by m0. It is not the velocity. Velocity of money is nominal GDP divided by broad money. Money multiplier is a whole different concept, so it is incorrect. Velocity of money establish a link between broad money and nominal GDP. That is correct. Okay, so if we talk about the correct answer, C is the correct answer. Okay, next. ABC Leasing Limited enter into an agreement with the Sunrise Steel Private Limited for leasing heavy industrial machinery worth rupees 80 crore. To finance the purchase, ABC Limited investing 25 crore from its own fund. Remaining 55 crore was borrowed from a financial institution secured by the leased asset and the future lease rental. The lease pays monthly rental directly into the escrow account operated jointly by the lessor and the lender. Out of each payment, the bank first recover its principal and interest and the remaining balance is transferred to the lessor. In case the lease rental falls short of debt obligation, ABC Leasing Limited must make up the deficit. Now, based on the given scenario, identify which type of lease is this. Operating lease, finance lease, leverage leased, or sale and lease back. Now we have to choose which type of lease is this. Okay, so read out the case study. Based on this case study, which type of lease is this? Everyone, kindly answer this question. Kamal, Ranveer, RK, everyone start answering. It's easy. You can all answer this question. It's so simple. It's so easy. ABC Leasing Limited enter into an agreement with the Sunrise Steel Private Limited for leasing heavy industrial machine worth rupees 80 crore. To finance the operation, ABC Limited invested 25 crores of its own fund. Rest is actually paid by the lease rentals into the escrow account, which is jointly operated by the lessor and lender. Very simple. Tanya is correct. Kamal is correct. RK is correct. Everyone is correct. So it is called as what? So this is called as the leveraged lease. This is called as what? Leveraged lease. Leverage lease is when the lease rentals are used for just covering up the amount which is in the EMIs. Okay, that is called as the leverage lease. Now, there, if it is called as the borrowed fund, okay, this is the hallmark of leverage lease. Lesser is the equity participant, not the full owner. Again, it is the leverage lease. And here, the large asset value and shared risk with the lender, again, it is a leverage lease. So, if we talk about the correct answer, very you good guys. C is the correct answer. It is leverage lease. Everyone is correct here. Good. Next question. Now see this and tell me the correct answer. I'm just switching off the camera, everyone. A company requires a machinery on a lease basis instead of purchasing it through the borrowed fund. Which of the following correctly reflects the account and financial implication of this decision? The lease asset is a capitalized in the balance sheet, increasing both assets and liabilities, thereby impacting the debt equity ratio. Lease rental are treated as expenses in the profit and loss account, and neither the asset nor the liability in the balance sheet leaves the debt equity ratio unchanged. Lease rentals, are amortized as a capital asset, hence increase the capitals or company's net worth over the time. Fourth, both lease asset and liability under lease are disclosed off balance sheet but still affect the debt equity ratio. Everyone, please answer this question. You can all answer this question, guys. Start answering this question. So the correct answer is what? Start answering the question, everyone. Okay, so Gaurav is saying D is the correct answer. Harsh is saying B is the correct answer. Kamal is also saying B is the correct answer. So everyone else start answering this question, you guys. So if we talk about the correct answer, which of the following is the correct answer here? Yes, see, when there is a leasing done, the lease asset is capitalized in the balance sheet when we are talking about the leasing thing. Okay, so lease rentals, first of all, lease rental are actually shown as the expenses in the profit and loss statement. There is no asset or liability which is changed in the balance sheet because leasing, you don't become the owner. There is no ownership transfer, and when there is no ownership transfer, you cannot list that asset in your balance sheet. Okay, so the debt equity ratio, it remains unaffected. Only whatever the lease rentals you are paying, you have to show that lease rental in the profit and loss statement. Nothing else are changed. So if we talk about the correct answer, lease rentals are treated as expenses in the profit and loss account. Neither the asset nor the liability appears in the balance sheet. Leave the debt equity ratio unchanged. So yes, B is the correct answer. Done? Good. Next question. Under Section 135 of the Companies Act, which of the following statement is true regarding the corporate social responsibility spending obligation in India? This is a PYP, previous year paper question, everyone. We have to choose the correct statement regarding the spending obligation of the what? Corporate social responsibility. Company can transfer the unspent CSR fund to their profit and loss estate account after 1 year. Excess CSR spending can be carried forward and adjusted against the future CSR obligation. Companies must allocate exactly 2% of their net profit annually with no flexibility in the spending limit. CSR obligation applies only to the companies listed on the Indian Stock Exchange. We have to choose the correct answer here. Everyone, please choose the correct answer, guys. It's simple, but it is very important. So, last question you have told B. Okay. So, CSR, corporate social responsibility, first of all, ESG, if you all remember, ESG is considered as the modern dimension. It is considered as the modern dimension of the corporate social responsibility. This is also the question which was asked in the previous examination. Okay. And in the corporate social responsibility, a company has to spend at least 2% of their net profit in the CSR, and whatever the excess, if they are spending in any year, it can be adjusted with the future obligation. Okay. So if we talk about the correct answer, excess CSR spending, it can be carried forward and adjusted against the CSR obligation. At least 2% spending should be done. If you are doing more, it is adjusted towards the future obligation. Okay, it can be carried forward. Very good. Okay. Under Reserve Bank of India special 3-year SLTRO scheme, small finance bank are permitted to lend up to how much per borrower? Again, an important question. One word question, but it is very important. Okay, so SLTRO, the full form. Everyone, if you all remember the full form, this is very simple, very easy question, but it is important. This is a one word question. Okay, so SLTRO. First of all, just tell me the full form of this. Everyone, just tell me the full form of this. SLTRO. And everyone, kindly please start sharing this video so that it can reach to the maximum bankers, everyone. So that it can reach to the maximum banker, everyone. Start answering. Everyone, start answering, please. Okay. No answer yet. SLTRO, Special Long Term Repo Operation. It is a special long term repo operation. Okay, so this is what this is, the RBI's special scheme, and under which small finance banks are permitted to lend how much per borrower? It is 10 lakh per borrower. Very good, Harsh. Very good, Sunil. Very good. It is 10 lakh per borrower. Important question, right? So this is actually I have taken from here. So under this special, what RBI conducted a special 3-year long-term repo operation. Long-term repo operation is when Reserve Bank of India is giving loan to the commercial bank for a period between 1 to 3 years. That is called as what? Long-term repo operation. Okay. Now here, small finance bank to be deployed for flash lending up to rupees 10 lakh per borrower. Okay. So for small finance bank, the maximum lending limit is 10 lakh per borrower. Okay. So it is the correct answer. If we talk about the correct answer here, yes, this is the correct answer. 10 lakh per borrower is the correct answer. Clear? Done? Okay. Good. Next question is what? Now see this question and tell me which of the following is the correct answer. XYZ Financial Service is an NBFC and involved in the acquisition of shares and securities. The characteristics are 92% of its total asset invested in the equity, preference, debt and loan companies. 65% of the total asset in the equity share. which are compulsory convertible into equities within 10 years from the issue date. Company doesn't trade in the investment except through block sales for the disinvestment purpose. The company's asset size is 120 crore. Based on the information, which of the following best describe XYZ Financial Service Limited? First, XYZ Financial Service Limited is classified as systematically important non-deposit taking CIC. XYZ Financial Service is an investment finance company. XYZ Financial Service is a venture capital company or it is a public investment company. Tell me the correct answer, everyone. Here, tell me the correct answer. Tanya, Kamal, Harsh, Sunil, Gaurav, everyone start answering the question. So the correct answer is what? Start answering the question. The correct answer is what? So Kamal is saying A. Tanya is also saying A. Gaurav is also saying A. Yes, if we talk about the correct answer, the correct answer is yes. A is the correct answer. Perfectly correct statement. So first of all, if we talk about the NBFCs, XYZ Financial Service is a non-banking financial company. Okay. So systematically important non-deposit taking CIC. What are the characteristics of that? This is very important for understanding, and this is very important from the exam point of view also. You have to learn this. First of all, that company should not hold less than 90% of their asset in equity, preference, shares, debt, or loans. Okay, then its investment in the equity share, okay, convertible into the equity share within a period of not exceeding 10 years, not less than 60%. Okay, asset side should be 100 crores or above. So here, asset side, correct. Okay, 65%, which is compulsory convertible into equity, correct. 92%, which is also correct. So if we talk about the correct answer, the correct answer is A. It is a systematically important non-deposit taking core investment company. So A is the correct answer. Very good. Yes, A is the correct answer. Next, which committee recommended the setting up of a national housing bank? Easy question. I always told you committees are very important. Okay, tell me. Which committee recommended the setting up of a national housing bank? Everyone. Which committee recommended the setting up of the National Housing Bank? It is C. Rangarajan Committee, Raghu Ram Rajan Committee, Deshmukh Committee, or SS Tarapur Committee? Everyone. Which committee recommended the setting up of a National Housing Bank? So, if we talk about the correct answer, the correct answer is what? Okay. Everyone start answering the question. Yes. So if we talk about which committee recommended the setting up of National Housing Bank, it is yes, Dr. C. Rangarajan Committee is the correct answer. SS Tarapur Committee, BCSPI Code, Banking Code and Standard Board of India. The establishment has been done by this SS Tarapur Committee. Raghuram Rajan Committee, it is related to the monetary policies. Okay, done? No, 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 no. So A is the correct answer. Good. Next question. Consider the following statement about the sunrise sector in India. Sunrise sectors are the industries that are characterized by the strong growth rate, innovations, high public awareness, attracting investors due to their long-term potentials. Textile manufacturing and coal mining are considered prominent example of the sunrise sector. Which of the following statement is correct? Everyone start answering. Which of the following statement is correct? Start answering this question. Everyone start answering this question. Which of the following statement regarding the sunrise sector is correct here? Okay, Kamal is saying A, Sunil is also saying A, Tanya A, Harsh. Okay. Which of the following is the correct statement? Sunrise sector, it has high level of growth rate, it has innovation, it has public awareness, it attract investor due to their long-term growth potential. Obviously, yes, this is the correct one. Textile manufacturing and coal mining, these are considered as the prominent example of the sunrise sector. No, textile and coal mining, these are not sunrise sector. You can say sunrise sector, green energy, fintech, this is the sunrise sector. Even the infrastructure is considered as the sunrise sector, right? So if we talk about the correct answer, is the correct answer, only one is the correct statement. Why both is incorrect? Why you are all saying D? Both is, why both is incorrect? A is the correct one. Everyone please answer. Okay, next question. Which of the following statement regarding the Sustainable Development Goals is correct? SDGs, Sustainable Development Goal is correct. Sustainable Development Goal adopted by United Nations General Assembly in 2015 as a time frame between 2016 to 30. Sustainable Development Goal replaced the Millennial Development Goal, which has a time frame of 2000 to 2025. The total number of Sustainable Development Goals adopted is 21, which cover environmental, economic, and social development objective. We have to choose the correct statement here. Now choose the correct statement. Sustainable Development Goals. We have to choose the correct statement here. Sustainable Development Goals. Everyone. Choose out the correct statement. Sustainable Development Goals. So me is saying A. Tanya is saying D. Okay, we have to choose the correct statement, guys. Okay, D. First, Sustainable Development Goal adopted by United Nations General Assembly in 2015 and has a time frame of 16 to 30. Correct statement. Sustainable Development Goal replaced by the Millennial Development Goals, which has a time frame of 2000 to 2025. No, because it is replacing the Millennial Development Goals, so it is actually from year 2000 to 2015. From 2016 to 30 we have Sustainable Development Goal. Okay, our total SDGs is 21. No, total number is 17. Everyone, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is correct. Yes, D is the correct answer. Now tell me the 17th Sustainable Development Goal. Climate action is which Sustainable Development Goal? Everyone. Climate action is which Sustainable Development Goal? Tell me. Important. Climate action, which number of Sustainable Development Goal? I have told you na, Sustainable Development Goal you have to remember with the sequence. Climate action is min number. Yes, Tanya, very good. Gaurav, very good. Kamal, very good. It is in 13th number. So let's revise and take the complete sustainable development goal. So first is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth. That industry innovation infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, and strong institution and partnership for all. Among all of these, this is very important. Climate action. Okay, done. Yes, among all this is very important. Okay, good everyone. Kindly everyone, whoever are watching this video, at least just like the video. At least just like the video, guys. Everyone, whoever are watching the video, at least just please like the video. Okay, next question. Consider the following statement regarding the NBFCs that are exempted from registration with RBI due to dual regulations. Chit companies regulated under the Chit Fund Act 1982 by respective state government are exempted from RBI, housing finance company by IRDAI, merchant banking and stockbroking companies with SEBI. So which of the following is the incorrect statement here? Everyone kindly answer this question. Incorrect statement, we have to choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone, all the statements are incorrect. Me again read out the question. You are saying all the statements are incorrect. How? You are saying all the statements are incorrect. How? Again, read out the question, guys. Tanya is saying C. Only second is incorrect. Right. JIT companies are regulated by JIT Fund Act by the respective state government. Correct. Housing Finance Company by National Housing Bank. Okay. IRDAI ये तो insurance companies को करते हैं ना. They are regulating the insurance companies. Merchant banking company and stock broking company registered with SEBI. That is good. First and third are correct. Second is incorrect. We have to choose the incorrect, guys. So C is the correct answer. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Yes, C is the correct answer. Now see this. Regulator of NBFCs. This is again very important part. Very important part. You have to learn this. Venture capital fund, merchant banking, stock broking. They need to be registered with SEBI. Insurance company, they should have or issued by Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority. Nidhi company, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. JIT companies, respective state government. National Housing Bank, National Housing companies by National Housing Bank. Stock exchange or mutual fund by SEBI. Okay. Regulators of non-banking financial companies, important, everyone. Okay. Next question. Now tell me, fill in the blanks here. An infrastructure finance company is a non-banking finance company which deploy at least dash percent of its total asset in infrastructure loan as a minimum net owned fund of dash and as a minimum credit or rating of dash. Everyone, please answer this question. Simple one word question, but maybe this question is confusing for all of you. Okay, so tell me the correct answer, everyone. So Kamal is saying C is the correct answer. And everyone else, infrastructure finance company is a non-banking finance company which deploy at least dash percent of its total asset in the infrastructure loan. Yes, the answer is coming right. Very good, you guys. At least 75% of its total asset in the infrastructure loan has a minimum net owned fund of rupees 300 crores and have a minimum credit rating of A equivalent. C is the correct answer. Harsh, Sunil, Ranveer, Tanya, Kamal, everyone is correct here. Good. Next question. Mr. Arjun, our portfolio manager, purchased a call option on shares of XYZ Limited on 1st August. With a strike price of 500, expiry is 31st August. By 15th August, the market price of the share has already risen to 580. But Arjun was informed that he could exercise his option only on the expiry date, not before that. Based on this information, identify the type of option and the correct implication of this restriction. It is an American option and Arjun can exercise it any time before 30 minutes. It is a European option and Arjun can exercise it only on 31st August. It is an American option, but the broker has restricted early exercise, which is not allowed. It is a European option, which allows exercise any time before expiry. Now choose out the correct option. Now, American and the European option, the question related to that is a part of PYP, previous year paper question. This is a PYP, previous year paper question, everyone. Start answering. This is a PYP. Tanya, almost not the same question, but yes, the question which was related to the American and European option was asked in the examination. Kamal is also saying B. Tanya is also saying B. And everyone else, please start answering this question. Portfolio manager purchased a call option on XYZ Limited on 1st August with a strike price of 500 and an expiry of 31st August. Now, he was informed that they can exercise his right only on the expiry date. So, only on the expiry date. So, this is actually what? This is actually a European option. In a European option, you can exercise your right only at the time of expiration date, not before that. This is the European option. American option give you the right that you can took the decision anytime before the expiry date or even at the day of the expiry. So if you are taking decision anytime between the purchasing and the day of expiry or even at the day of expiry, American. If you have this obligation, now you have to take the decision only at the date of expiry, then that is called as the European option. So if we talk about the correct answer, yes, it is a European option, and it allows the urgent to exercise its right only on the expiry date, that is 31st of August. Yes, B is the correct answer. Good, everyone. Yes, B is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statement about the credit default swap. In a credit default swap, financial flows such as interest payments are swapped between parties to hedge interest rate risk. A credit default swap, buyer pays periodic premiums to CDS seller who guarantees the debt in the case of borrower's default. The reference entity in the CDS buyer is a borrower who has issued the debt security. CDS eliminate the risk of default from the financial system and completely transferring it to the CDS seller. We have to choose the correct statement here. Understand the question, read out the statement carefully, and then you have to answer. Understand the question, read out the question carefully, and then you need to answer, everyone. Everyone start answering. Now you have to answer this question, guys. So the correct answer is, tell me the correct answer, everyone. Okay, so now the answer is coming like B. B for this question or B for the previous question? B for this question or B for the previous question? Tanya is saying D. And everyone else, please answer this question. Credit default swap. So, what is a credit default swap? First of all, what is a CDS? So, it is like a financial derivative contract. It is like a derivative that actually allows you to transfer the credit risk of a loan to another party in exchange of the premium. Okay, so if you are thinking that the buyer will not pay, or if you are thinking that okay, this loan will be defaulted, so you actually buy a premium, buy a risk security for that particular loan, that is called as credit default swap. Now you all maximum are saying D is the correct answer. Now just tell me, first of all, in CDS, financial flows such as interest payment are swapped between the parties to hedge interest rate risk. Credit default swap, here the risk is swapped, not any interest rate. This is not a currency swap. This is not a interest rate swap. So if you are saying that in CDS the financial flows such as interest payment are being switched, no, here the risk are being transferred, the risk are being swapped between the two parties, not the interest rate, not the currencies, right? So first is incorrect. Okay, second, a CDS buyer pays periodic payment to the CDS seller who guarantees the debt in the case of a defaulting or borrower default. That is perfectly correct statement. The reference entity in the CDS is the borrower who issued the debt security. Correct statement. Now, CDS eliminate the risk of default from the financial system completely by transferring it to the CDS seller. Not at all. If you are a credit default swap buyer, it doesn't eliminate the risk of default. It provides you the protection against that. It doesn't eliminate. If you are borrowing the CDS, it doesn't know that your it doesn't mean that your risk are eliminated. Now you don't have any risk of defaulting. No, you have the risk of defaulting, and that's why you want a coverage for that defaulting thing. So TDS eliminate the risk of the defaulter? No, it actually provides the coverage. It simply shift the risk, doesn't eliminate it, right? So D is incorrect. So second and third is the correct statement. B is the correct statement. Yes, B is the correct answer, everyone. Any doubt in this question? If you have, please ask, everyone. Any doubt in this question? If you have, kindly please ask. Any doubt if you have in this question, please feel free to ask your doubt. If no doubt, give me a thumbs up, each and everyone. Harsh and Sunil, me, Tanya, RK, everyone, you guys. Clear? No doubt? Good. Now, next question. Next is company. Now, again, this is a very important question. Now, see this very tricky, very good question. Okay, just try to answer. Company enter into 6 into 9 FRA. Okay. Usually, I always give you one statement and I ask you what is the convention of this FRA, right? Now, here you have to tell me a company enters into 6 into 9 FRA to hedge its future interest rate exposure. Now, which of the following interpretation is incorrect? Which of the following interpretation is incorrect? The FRA starts 6 months from now, ends 9 months from now. Incorrect. The company is seeking protection for a period of 3 months, beginning after 6 months. The contract involves exchange of interest payment on a notional principal only. The contract is a total tenure of 9 months, starting today on a fixed rate loan. Everyone. Now, this is a very good question. Now, this is a very good question. Now, Acha, don't answer in a rush. Don't answer in a rush. Please, just read out the question. Everyone, this is a tricky question. Don't answer in rush. I want to answer very, just read it out first of all, and then you have to answer. Okay. So Tanya is saying B, me is saying D. Okay. And everyone else, please answer this question. Everyone, please answer this question. Okay. First of all, see this 6 into 9 FRA. Very good question. This 6 into 9 FRA is what? I have always told you the thing is now into total. Remember how you write the convention of FRA now into total. Okay. 6 into 9, it means that they want a loan which is starting from 6 months from now, 6 months from now, for a period of 3 months. Okay, that is actually written into 6 into total 9. Okay, if 6 into 9 is written, it means 6 months from now for a period of 3 months. Okay, now it means that it starts 6 month from now. True. And 9 months from now. That is also true because it is written 9 months from now. The total is 9 months. So it is ending 9 months from now. 6 months from now. After 6 months, for 3 months. It is means total 9 months from now. That is correct statement. Not wrong. Nothing is wrong. Company seeking protection for a period of 3 months period beginning after 6 months. Perfectly correct statement. After 6 months, I want to have a loan which actually cover the risk for 3 months, right? That's why it is written as 6 into 9. Now, the contract involves exchange of interest payment on a notional principal only. That is also correct. Now, see, the contract is for total tenure of 9 months starting today on a fixed interest loan. That is actually what incorrect statement. So a 6 into 9 FRA doesn't run for 6 months. No, it doesn't run for 6 months. It starts after 6 months for a period of 3 months. So it is not running like completely ninth month. No, it will start after 6 months and it will only last for 3 months. You have to understand the difference. Okay. So it doesn't means you are taking a loan for a 9 month which are starting for today. No, it means that you have to take a loan only for 3 months, but you have locked the interest rate for the future, and the future is 6 months ahead. Okay, and that's why D is the incorrect statement. We have to choose the incorrect statement. D is the incorrect statement. Me only has given the correct answer. And this is actually a tough question. Okay, well done, me. Well done. Kamal also given the correct answer. Good. Any doubt here? Very good question. Good, very good question, because now I have just mixed up the statement here. You have to understand what is 6 into 9, okay? It means that you want to take a loan for 3 months only for the future date, and you have blocked the interest rate from now, and that future is 6 months ahead. That is 6 into 9, okay? And that's why D is the incorrect statement. Very good. Next question. Reena took a health insurance policy disclose all the necessary details about her medical history, lifestyle, pre-existing condition to the insurance company. Later, she claimed after an emergency situation. Okay, Reena house is damaged by the fire. Okay, she had two insurance policy with a different company, both covering the same risk. Both insurer paid part of the claim, but neither paid the full amount of the loss. Which of the following principle are illustrated in each of the following situation? Now tell me the correct answer here. Tell me the correct answer here, everyone. Start answering this question. Easy question. This is easy, everyone. Answer this question, guys. It's very good. Easy question. The correct answer is what, everyone? Everyone, kindly please like and share the video, guys. Whoever are watching this session, kindly please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Okay, so if we talk about the correct answer, yes, A is the correct answer. First is the principle of utmost good faith, and second is the principle of contribution, right? This is utmost good faith, okay, and this is the contribution, right? Yes, A is the correct answer. Now, next question. A loan company is a NBFC classified as per which type of classification? Everyone, start answering. A loan company is actually classified as per which type of classification of NBFC? Everyone. Liability based, activity based, size based, or none of the above? Loan company, easy, na? Easy. Loan company. Okay. So yes, it is a activity based classification. See, liability based classification, we have category A and B. Category A is called as NBFC D, deposit taking. Now tell me, if there is a NBFC, non-banking financial company, deposit taking, what is the minimum time period for which they can accept the deposit and the maximum time period? Tell me the correct answer. And B is NBFC ND. Okay. Size based classification, if there is an NBFC who have the asset size of 500 crores and above, it is called as systematically important non deposit taking NBFC. Okay, that is size based classification. Tell me the correct answer. If there is a liability based classification, okay, NBFC D and NBFC ND. So D, minimum time period for which they can accept the deposit, and maximum time period for which they can accept the deposit. Everyone. Everyone. Tell me the correct answer. Now, meanwhile, answer this question. Consider the following statement regarding the revision of national account. 12 month to 60 month. Perfectly correct statement, Tanya. 12 month to 60 months. Good. Now, tell me. Consider the following statement regarding the revision of national accounts in India. The revision of the base year is mainly done to increase the GDP number and attract the foreign investment. India's national account revision aims to align with the system of national account 2008 deployed by the international organization like IMF and United Nations. Once fixed, the methodology for GDP estimation remain unchanged regardless of the changes in the structure of the economy. Which of the following above statement is or are incorrect? We have to choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone, now tell me the incorrect statement. Again, a good question. The revision of SNA is actually because of what? We have to choose the incorrect statement. Tell me the correct answer, everyone. Here, tell me the correct answer. It is a good question, everyone. Kindly tell me the correct answer. The revision of the base year is mainly done to increase the GDP numbers and attract the foreign investment. India's national account revision aimed to align with the system of national account 2008 deployed by the international organization like IMF and UN. And once fixed the methodology for GDP estimation, it remained unchanged regardless of the changes in the structure of the economy. So now Gaurav is saying C is the correct answer, me is saying D is the correct answer, and everyone else, please answer this question. So the correct answer is what? Consider the following statement regarding the revision of national accounts in India. Revision of national accounts in India. See, only third is the incorrect statement. Okay. So third is the incorrect statement. That is correct. So because it is saying that once it is fixed, it is fixed. No. Methodology is always revised periodically to reflect the economic changes. So it is revised periodically to reflect the economic change. So yes, statement third is incorrect. That is so correct. Okay. So third is incorrect. Now, India's national account revision, that is, this second statement is correct. Now, first statement, the revision of the base year is mainly done to increase the GDP numbers. No, it is not to inflate the number, it is just to give you the accurate and more recent comparison. It is not to inflate the numbers. Okay, so statement one and third is wrong, are wrong. Statement second is correct. We have to choose the incorrect statement. D is the correct answer. Statement first and third are incorrect. Okay, done. Done, everyone. Good. Next question. Given the following data in crores, financial consumption, C, government financial consumption expenditure, G, gross domestic capital formation investment, export of goods, import, net indirect taxes, changing in inventories. We have to calculate the GDP at market price. Everyone. We have to calculate the GDP at market price. Everyone. We have to calculate the GDP at market price. Everyone. So the correct answer is what, everyone? We have to choose the correct answer. Easy, it's easy. You can all answer this question. It's easy, simple. You can all answer this question. Okay. Tanya is saying B. Gaurav is also saying B. And everyone else. Hmm. So GDP at MP, gross domestic product at market price. It is C plus I plus G plus X minus M. This is simple, the formula. No, here changes in inventories is 300. It is included in I. So already included. We don't need to add it exclusively. Already it is included in 2000. Plus net indirect taxes. We don't have any use of net indirect taxes. So consumption 6,200 plus investment it is 2,000 plus G 2,500 plus x minus m. X minus m is 500 minus 500, right? So if we talk about the correct answer, 6,200 plus 2,000 plus, yes, 2,000. So it is 10,200 the correct answer. Yes, B is the correct answer, everyone. Yes, B is the correct answer. Done. Next. Following the statement regarding the causes of India's 1990 economic crisis analyzed by Jagdish Bhagwati. Now, you can also analyze that Bhagwati committee is related to what? It is related to 1990 economic crisis, okay? So, Jagdish Bhagwati, they have given the causes of 1990 economic crisis. You have to choose the incorrect statement based on that. Excessive bureaucratic control over the production, investment, and trade led to inefficiency and slow growth. India's economic policy were outward looking, focusing on export promotion and foreign competition. Inefficient functioning of public sector enterprises add to the fiscal stress. Restrictive trade and foreign investment policies discourage competitiveness and capital inflow. You have to choose which of the following statement is incorrect regarding the causes of India's 1990 economic crisis, which is analyzed by Jagdish Bhagwati. Tell me the correct answer, everyone. We have to choose the incorrect statement, okay? Incorrect statement. Tell me the correct answer. D. Second and fourth are the incorrect statement, okay? And everyone else. Second and fourth are the incorrect statement, and everyone else, please answer. 1990 economical crisis as analyzed by Jagdish Bhagwati. 1990 economical crisis as analyzed by Jagdish Bhagwati. Everyone. Okay. So first, excessive bureaucratic control over the production, investment, and trade led to inefficiency and slow growth. Yes, this is one of the reasons why economical crisis happened in 1990. India's economic policy were outward looking. No. India's economic policies were inward looking, import substitution. They were not focusing on the export. They were focusing on more and more import, and that was the reason for the economical crisis. Insufficient working of the public sector enterprises. Yes, that's why privatization has been introduced. Restrictive trade and foreign investment policies discourage competitiveness. That's why globalization has been introduced. So, because of the first point, liberalization has been introduced. Because of this third point, privatization has been introduced. Because of this fourth point, globalization has been introduced, because these were the causes of the 1990 economical crisis. So if we talk about the incorrect statement, second is the incorrect statement, A is the correct answer. Okay, so a question related to this was asked in the previous examination cycle. Okay, causes for the 1990 economical crisis. I have twisted it. I have reframed this question to a tricky version, else the question was easy, which was asked in your examination. Okay, done. Good. Yes, LPG reform. Now tell me, now this is the easy question. This was the PYP. This was the PYP which was asked in the examination, in March examination cycle. Tell me the correct answer. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Tell me the correct answer. Which of the following factors were responsible for the implementation of economic reform in 1991? Everyone start answering. Everyone, chalo, start answering the question. Everyone. It's simple. You can all answer this question now, everyone. It's simple. You can all answer this question, everyone. Please start answering this question. Yes, all of the above is the correct answer, right? All of the above is the correct answer. Okay, next. 10-year bond with a face value of 1000 has an annual coupon rate of 8%, is currently priced at par in the market. Okay, its current market price is also 8%. Now consider the two interest rate change. The interest rate increases from 8 to 9%, the interest rate decreases from 8 to 7%. Now tell me which of the following change in the bond price under this scenario is correct. Now tell me the correct answer here. Read out the question carefully. Apply the bond theorem. Tell me the correct answer. Read out the question carefully. Apply the bond theorem and then you have to answer. Read out the question, apply the bond theorem, and then you need to answer, everyone. Look, come on, answer this question. It's easy, you can all answer this question. Kamal is saying D. The price will remain unchanged in both scenarios as the interest rate change in by 1%. Okay. And everyone else, answer this question. This is a tricky question. Now you need to understand the concept and then you need to answer. This is a tricky question. Okay. First of all, we know that as the bond theorem 1 says that, theorem 1 says that as the market interest rate increase, bond price decrease, and as the market interest rate decrease, bond price increase, right? We have this theorem, okay? So we know that if the market interest rate increases, in three bond price will decrease. And if the market interest rate decrease, the bond price will increase. Okay, so this will be the thing. First of all, it will change. So D cannot be the answer. The prices will remain unchanged. No, it cannot be the answer because in both the scenario, the interest rate will behave, and in this, the bond price will decrease and increase. Now see the theorem second. Theorem second says that whenever there is an increase and decrease in the same proportion, whenever there is an increase and decrease in the same proportion, always remember bond price increase will always greater than bond price decrease. Means if the market interest rate is decreasing, you know that bond price will increase. If the market interest rate is increasing, you know that the bond price will decrease. Okay, but in both the scenario, if the proportions are same, always remember the bond price increase will always greater than the bond price decrease. Okay, so the price of the bond um, will decrease more in scenario A. No, the bond of the price will increase more in scenario B, then it will decrease in scenario A. Yes, B is the correct answer. The price remain changes in both scenarios is exactly equal. No, so B is the correct answer. No. B is the correct answer. The bond price decrease will more. No, increase will always more than the decrease, Kamal. Increase will always more than the decrease. And this is a very good question. Okay. We have used two bond theorem 1 and bond theorem 2. Any doubt in this question? Any doubt in this question? If you have, please ask. Clear, everyone, just tell me. Rini, Ranveer, RK, Gaurav, Tanya, Kamal, and everyone. Just tell me. Clear, everyone? Good. Next question. Now, Which of the following is not true about social infrastructure? Incorrect statement we have to choose about social infrastructure. We have to choose the incorrect statement regarding the social infrastructure. First, health is the most crucial component of the social infrastructure. Education, water supply, transportation, agriculture, allied activity, infrastructure, irrigation, management, forest, land, energy, welfare program, these are all included in the social sector. We have to choose the incorrect statement here. We have to choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone. We have to choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone, you guys, please answer this question. Okay, Tanya, good. Kamal, me, Gaurav, Renee, please answer this question. Incorrect. Both are the correct statement. Easy question. Both are the correct statement. So neither one nor two is the incorrect statement. Yes, D is the correct answer. Good. Now, eighth five-year plan, significant delay due to the several factors include political changes, global economic shift, and budget imbalances. Right? Now, you have to tell me which of the following does not directly contribute to the delay in the implementation of eighth plan. The changes in the government in June 1991, which lead to the political instability, maximum global economical changes that impacted India's economic policies, the fiscal imbalances of 1980 that affect the budgetary planning, the decision to maintain the eighth plan period from 1990 to 1995 rather than shifting it to 1992 to 1997. Which of the following factor doesn't directly contribute for the implementation of eighth five-year plan? We have to choose the correct answer. Which of the following factor doesn't directly contribute to the implementation of eighth five-year plan? Everyone, tell me the correct answer. Actually, the question is this. Okay, just tell me the correct answer now. Everyone, Kamal, Ranveer, RK, and everyone, kindly start answering the question. So see, when we are talking about, we have delayed the implementation of eighth plan. Eighth plan starts from 1992 till 1997, and earlier from that, we have taken a 2-year planning holiday from 1990 to 1992, which is also called as the annual plans, right? Now, which of the following factor doesn't directly contribute to the implementation of the eighth plan? Doesn't directly contribute. The changes in the government changes which lead to the political instability, that was the reason why the eighth five-year plan was delayed. Massive economical changes, yes, there was economical crisis happens, then the introduction of LPG policy. This leads to the delay in the implementation of eighth five-year plan. Fiscal imbalances of 1980s that affected the budgetary planning, that is also the reason. These were the reason which directly influenced the delay of the eighth plan. And nine, it is actually the consequence of all these things. Okay, and we have planned to shift it to 1992 to 11. So obviously D is the correct answer. Okay, everyone, done. Next question. When the demand of a commodity decreases due to the change in the climate, then the demand curve will shift or move. Everyone, please answer. Now, this is easy. Now, this is easy. You can all answer this question, guys. This is easy. You can all answer this question, everyone. Please start answering this question. So, when the demand for a commodity decreases due to the change in the climate, the demand curve will shift or move. Everyone. The demand curve will shift or move. Everyone, please answer. Yes. So, if we talk about the correct answer, first of all, when the demand of the commodity decreases due to the climate is the other factor. So, yes, it actually leads to the leftward shifting of the demand curve. True. Leftward shifting of the demand curve. Yes, true. Done. Next question. You have to choose the incorrect statement here. Small Industrial Development Bank of India has been set up in 1994 under the Act of the Parliament, SIDBI Act 1993. Now, it provides direct and indirect finance to MSME, help in expanding marketing channels of the product of MSE in the domestic market only. We have to choose the incorrect statement, guys. Everyone, choose the incorrect statement. Everyone, Tanya, RK, Gaurav, Ranveer, Ananya, everyone, please answer this question. Choose the incorrect statement. We have to choose the incorrect statement, everyone. The incorrect answer is we have to choose the incorrect statement, everyone. Please start answering this question. Okay, so B or A. You are saying either B or A. SIDBI has been set up in 1994. No, SIDBI has been set up in 1990 and the act has been passed in 1989. First is the wrong statement. SIDBI's headquarter is in Lucknow, right? Okay, and it is the principal development financial institution for the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Second, it provides direct and indirect finance to MSME sector, help in expanding the marketing channels for the product of MSME in the domestic market only. No, it helps to expand the MSME in the domestic as well as in the international market. So if we talk about the incorrect statement, both the statements are incorrect. Guys, both the statements are incorrect. Yes, C is the correct answer. Both the statements are incorrect. Next question. Market demand curve obeys what? Law of downward sloping demand, law of upward sloping demand, law of diminishing, or none of these? Market demand curve obeys what? Law of downward sloping, upward sloping, law of diminishing, or none of the above? Everyone, please answer this question. Market demand curve obeys what? Everyone, market demand curves obeys what? Simple. The demand curve, first of all, the demand curve, it is from the buyer's perspective. It shows the relationship of price over the quantity demand. It shows the inverse relationship between the price and quantity demand. As the price increases, quantity demand decreases, vice versa. Then law of demand always is a downward sloping curve from left to right. It is a downward curve, downward sloping curve. Okay. And we have to take all other factors constant. So market demand curve always follow law of downward sloping demand, not law of diminishing. It is downward sloping demand. Upward sloping, it is law of supply. Upward sloping, it is the supply curve. Okay, done. It's very simple. Again, you all are confused. It's very simple, but you all are confused. Okay, done. Next question. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding the amendments which are made to the Chapter 3rd B of RBI Act in 1997 concerning the non-banking financial companies? A non-banking financial company was required to obtain a certificate of registration for RBI and maintain the NOF. All the NBFCs are mandated to create a reserve fund and transfer at least 20% of their annual profit to it. RBI was empowered to prescribe policies only for the public sector NBFCs regarding income recognition and accounting standard. RBI was authorized to order special audits and file winding up petitions against the non-banking financial companies. We have to choose the incorrect statement here. We have to choose the incorrect statement here, everyone. We have to choose the incorrect statement here. Everyone, please answer. We have to choose the incorrect statement here, everyone. Regarding the amendments of Chapter 3rd B of Reserve Bank of India Act in 1997, Chapter 3rd B. Okay, Gaurav is saying C is the incorrect statement. RBI was empowered to prescribe policies only for the public sector NBFCs regarding income recognition and accounting standard. So Gaurav is saying C and everyone else. Gaurav is saying C and everyone else. See, I want an answer from each and every one of you. I want an answer from each and every one of you. Tell me the correct answer, everyone. So, NBFCs are required to maintain the NOF and registration of certificate of registration from RBI. All NBFCs are mandated to create a reserve fund and transfer at least 20% of their annual profit to it. True. NBFCs, RBI was empowered to prescribe the policies only for the public sector. All the NBFCs, RBI is empowered to actually prescribe the policies for the complete non-banking financial companies regarding as the income recognition and accounting standard. So obviously, C is the incorrect statement. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Yes, C is the incorrect statement. Next question. Shift in the supply means everyone. Very simple. When changes in the factor other than goods own price affect the quantity supplied. When changes in the goods own price affect the quantity supplied. Both A and B or none of the above. Shift in the supply means what? Everyone, shift in the supply means what? Shift in the supply means what? Everyone start answering. Shift in the supply means what? So the correct answer is when the changes in the factor other than goods own price affect the quantity supplied. When changes in the goods own price affect the quantity supplied. Both A and B or neither one nor B. Everyone kindly please like and share the video. Kamal is saying both is the correct answer. Kamal, again read out the question and then answer. Kamal, again read out the question and please then answer. Okay? Just read out it again and then answer. You can all answer this question easily. Shift in the supply means shifting. It occurs when the factors are variable. Other factors are affecting the supply and the prices are constant. When the prices is happening, it actually lead to the movements in the supply curve. Shifting occurs when the changes in the factor other than the goods own price affect the quantity supplied. A is the correct answer. Right, very good. Next, the RBI observed that the money supply in the economy is growing rapidly due to the inflationary pressure. At the same time, several banks are aggressively dispersing retail and personal loans. To address this, RBI decided to take a direct measure without altering the interest rate. Which of the following action is the RBI's most likely to take in this scenario? Reduce the repo rate, increase the CRR, decrease the CRR, increase the bank rate. Everyone, please answer this question. Now you can all answer this question. Everyone, start answering this question. RBI observed that the money supply in the economy is growing rapidly. Everyone, answer this. Everyone, start answering this question, guys. Okay. D and B. Now you are all confused in either D or B. Oh, Gaurav, increase the repo rate. Where is the option? Where is this option? Increase the repo rate. Okay, first of all, there is an increase in the money supply due to which the inflationary measures are there. So inflationary measures, if there is inflationary measure, we have to reduce the money supply. The goal is to reduce the money supply. Now if we are reducing the repo rate, if it is reduced, it means that RBI is giving cheaper loans to the bank. Now, bank borrowings will be high. Bank borrowings will be high. They will lend more in the market. The market has money supply increase. So, it cannot be the answer. Increase in the CRR, cash reserve ratio increase. Now, when the cash reserve ratio is increased, bank has to deposit more cash with the RBI. So obviously they have less cash with themselves. Less cash with themselves, so obviously they will lend less in the market. The market liquidity or money supply will be down. We have to choose the money supply down. Obviously, B is the correct answer. B is the correct answer. It is increasing the cash reserve ratio. B is the correct answer, everyone. Okay. B is the correct answer. Done. Next, now see. Country A has shown a 7% increase in GDP over the last year, driving mainly by the industrial expansion and export. However, its human development index has remained unchanged with persistent issue in healthcare and education access. Now, country B has recorded only a 3% GDP growth this year, but significant investment in public healthcare and education and poverty reduction program had led to the notable rise in the life expectancy, literacy rate, and overall well-being. Now, based on the above situation, which of the following best distinguish between the economic growth and development? Now, country A is experiencing economic development while country B is experiencing growth. Both countries are showing development. Country A reflect growth without development while B demonstrate development with despite moderate growth. Economic growth and development are synonyms and both countries are progressing equally. Just choose the correct answer here. Everyone choose the correct answer here. Everyone, please like the video, whoever are watching this session. Please, everyone, like the video, guys. Okay, now you are saying C, C, C. First of all, if we talk about the growth and development concept, what is growth and what is development? Growth means increase in the GDP or national income. Okay, quantitative increase, that is growth. Development means qualitative increase. We are growing, we are providing better health care, reduce poverty, inequalities. In this we are actually improving the quality of the life of the people. That is development, right? So if we talk about country A has 7% increase in the GDP over the last year, driving mainly by the industrial expansion. However, HDI remains the same. It is actually the concept of growth with no development, whereas country B has recorded only 3% growth. So there is a growth, but significant increase. Development here is good, growing. Now, country A is experiencing development, no. Both countries are showing development, no. Country A reflects economic growth, true, without development, true. While country B demonstrate development despite economic growth. C is the perfectly correct statement. Yes, C is the correct answer. Good, everyone. Yes. Next, FDI is prohibited in which of the following sectors? Defense, health, irrigation, or lottery business. FDI is prohibited in which of the following sectors? FDI is prohibited in which of the following sectors? Everyone. FDI is prohibited in which of the following sector? Everyone. Simple, na? Which of the following sector FDI is prohibited? Foreign direct investments. Tanya, Ananya, Kamal, everyone start answering. FDI. FDI is prohibited in which of the following sector? It is prohibited in the lottery business. Obviously, D is the correct answer. Sunil and Ranveer. No, irrigation, health, defense, it is all allowed. FDIs are all allowed in defense, health, and irrigation. It is not allowed in the lottery business. So obviously, D is the correct answer. Okay, done. Next question. What is the current FDI limit in the telecom sector under the automatic route in India? Current limit in the telecom sector. Current limit in the telecom sector, everyone. What is the current limit in the telecom sector? 49%, 74%, 100%, or 51%? Tell me the correct answer. What is the current FDI, foreign direct investments, limit in the telecom sector under the automatic route in India? Everyone start answering this question. Okay, so Kamal is saying A, 49%. And everyone else, please answer this question. Yes, C is the correct answer, Kamal. No, 49%. No, 49%. 49%, if I'm not wrong, it is allowed in the public banking, public sector banks. Okay. 100% FDIs are allowed in the telecom sector through the automatic route. So obviously C is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statement about the trade receivable and discounting system. Trade receivables and discounting system facilitate financing of the trade receivables or MSME only from the private sector. Corporate buyer exclude government departments and PSUs. Transaction process under TREDS are with recourse to the MSME supplier. Both factoring and reverse factoring are permitted under the trades platform. We have to choose the correct statement here. We have to choose the correct statement here. After this question, we will be taking a break, okay? And then we will be starting the next, okay? After this, we will be taking a break and then we will be starting again. Everyone, please answer this question. Consider the following statement regarding the trade receivable discounting system. Everyone. B, second and third. Ananya is saying B, second and third are the wrong, or sorry, correct statement. Okay. And everyone else, Kamal, Sunil, and everyone, kindly please answer this question. Okay. Trades financing. Facilitate financing of the trade receivable of MSME only from the private sector buyer? No. Buyer. See, seller can only be MSME, that is true. But buyer, they can be the private sector corporate buyer. They can be the government departments. They can be the public sector undertakings. Buyers can be anyone. Sellers are only MSME. Okay. Transaction process under the trades are with recourse. No, it is always without recourse to the MSME supplier. Means if the what? If the buyer defaults on the payment, the bank or the financial institution has to completely absorb the loss. Okay, they cannot demand the repayment from the seller. Third, factoring and reverse factorings are permitted under the platform. Correct. So first and second, these are the incorrect statement. Third is the correct statement. C is the correct answer. Only third. Okay. Done, everyone. Only third is the correct statement. Okay. So now everyone, just let's take a 5 minute break here. Acha, don't go anywhere. Let's take a 5 minute break and then we will continue the class. Okay, don't go anywhere, guys. We are taking a 5 minute break and then we will be continuing the class. Okay, okay, you guys, don't go anywhere. Okay, we have a lot of questions to discuss. Okay, done. Okay. Now I am audible to everyone. Where are everyone? Am I audible to everyone? Okay, so let's start with the next question quickly. Okay, there is a retirement fund scheme in an open-ended scheme with a compulsory lock-in of 5 years or till the retirement age, whichever is earlier. A children fund is an open-ended scheme with lock-in of at least 3 years or till the child turn 21, whichever is earlier. Both are the example of solution oriented scheme meant for specific life goals. We have to choose the correct answer here, everyone. We have to choose the correct answer here. Everyone, kindly just answer this question. Everyone, you guys, start answering this question. Very simple, very easy. We have to choose the correct answer. Okay, so Kamal is saying A. A and C are correct. A retirement fund is an open-ended scheme, yes, with a compulsory lock-in of 5 years or till the retirement age, whichever is earlier. That is correct statement. A children fund is an open-ended scheme with a lock-in of at least 3 years or till the child turn 21. No, till the child turn 18 years. They have the lock-in period of either 3 years, sorry, not 3 years, 5 year, or till the child turn 18 years, whichever is earlier, wrong. These are solution oriented scheme, yes. So A and C are the correct answer. Okay. Good. Next question. So before moving to the next question, I have given the screenshot of the retirement fund and children's fund. You just need to look it out. Okay. Next. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. 10 crore, 5 crore, 50 crore or 10 lakh. What is the minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker? Everyone. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. Everyone kindly please answer this question. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. Everyone kindly please answer this question. Minimum capital requirement for a merchant banker. Everyone start answering this question. Yes, it is 5 crore. B is the correct answer. Next, choose the correct statement. Non-recourse factoring. In this type of factoring, the factor does not take the risk of default. If the debtor fails to repay the invoice, the liability falls on the business firm itself. Recourse factoring, the liability of the bad debts remains with the factor and they cannot reclaim the money from the business in case of debtor default. We have to choose the correct statement here. Now, non-recourse factoring and recourse factoring. We have to choose the correct statement. Everyone, you guys, please answer this question. We have to choose the correct statement regarding the non-recourse factoring and recourse factoring. Everyone. Neither one nor two. Kamal is saying neither one nor two. And everyone else, kindly please answer this question. It is non-recourse factoring and recourse factoring. Yes, non-recourse factoring means you are transferring the risk to the bank or financial institution, which is also called as the factor. So if the buyer doesn't able to pay, then the bank and financial institution has to bear the loss completely. They cannot demand the repayment. So it is called as non-recourse factoring. So the definition which is written here is wrong. It is called as recourse factoring, and this is the definition of non-recourse factoring. The first is wrong, second is wrong. Neither one nor two is the correct statement. Neither one nor two is the correct statement. Okay, done. Next question. Consider the following statement regarding the MPC failure in maintaining the inflation target. MPC is considered to have failed if inflation exceeds the upper limit in any single month. If the average inflation remains below the lower tolerance limit for 3 consecutive quarters, it is considered as the failure of Monetary Policy Committee. Monetary Policy Committee has to revise the inflation target immediately upon the failure. We have to choose the statement regarding the failure of MPC committee in maintaining the inflation target. Now it is a very good question. Now tell me the correct answer, everyone. Tell me the correct answer. Everyone, please answer this question. Everyone, please start answering this question. Which of the following statement regarding the failure of Monetary Policy Committee in maintaining the inflation target? It is actually correct. Which of the following statement is correct here, everyone? Statement 1, statement second, or statement third? Which of the following statement is incorrect? Everyone, kindly please answer this question. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Everyone, guys, please answering this question. Answer this question, guys. Only second is the correct statement. Ananya saying only second means B is the correct answer. And everyone else, Monetary Policy Committee is considered to have failed if inflation exceed the upper limit in any single month. No. If we talk about the correct answer, see what is the failure of the Monetary Policy Committee means. So under these two circumstances only, it is considered as the failure of Reserve Bank of India's Monetary Policy Committees for the inflation. The average inflation is more than the per tolerance level for the inflation target for three consecutive quarter. We have to measure it from the three consecutive quarter. If from the three consecutive quarter the average inflation rate is more than the upper tolerance level, then it is the failure of Monetary Policy Committee, and the average inflation is less than the lower tolerance level for any three consecutive quarter. Okay, so first, MPCC is considered to have failed if the inflation exceed the upper limit in any single month first. If average inflation remains below the lower tolerance level for the three consecutive, yes, that is correct. MPC has to revise the inflation target immediately upon the failure. So if we talk about the correct answer, yes, B is the correct statement, everyone. Yes, Ananya, Kamal, B is the correct statement, guys. Everyone, whoever are watching this video, kindly please at least like the video, guys. If please, everyone, kindly please like the video. Done. Next question. Reena invested 6 lakh in a mutual fund. After 2 years, the market value of investment grew to 7 lakh 50,000. What is the absolute return on her investment? Very easy. Reena invested 6 lakh in a mutual fund. After 2 years, the market value of her investment grew to 7 lakh 50,000. What is the absolute return on her investment? Simple, very simple question. Tell me the correct answer. Very simple question. Very simple question. 6 lakh. Now the market value has grew to 7 lakh 50,000 after 2 years. What is the absolute return on the investment? Everyone, absolute return on the investment. Simple. New value 7 lakh 50,000 minus old value 6 lakh upon old value 6 lakh into 100, right? So this is the absolute return on her investment. Okay, so if we talk about the correct answer, it is yes, 25%. A is the correct answer. Good. Next question. ABC Component Private Limited is an auto part manufacturing unit. The firm has made the following investment reported turnover figure for the current financial year. Investment in the plant and machinery 22 crores, annual turnover 95 crore. Meanwhile, there is another company XYZ Tool Private Limited. Another firm in the same industrial park has investment in the plant and machinery 3 crore, annual turnover 8 crore. Based on the revised MSME classification, identify the correct classification for both the firm. We have to identify the correct classification. This is as per the classification which is done in 2025, the micro, small and medium enterprises classification for 2025. Correct answer is what, everyone? Please answer this question. ABC Components Private Limited is what, and XYZ Tool Private Limited is what? D, medium and small enterprises. Tanya is saying D. And everyone else? Tanya is saying D is the correct answer. And everyone else, please answer this question. ABC Component Private Limited is an auto part manufacturing unit. The firm has made the following investments and reported the annual figure for the current financial years. Everyone, kindly please start answering this question. Tanya, only Tanya has given the answer. Kamal is saying C. Both are the small enterprises. Micro, small, and medium enterprises, guys, XYZ and ABC. What are ABC and what is the XYZ? Hmm. So now this is very, very important for all of you guys. You have to learn the updated classification of the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Updated classification, very, very important. So if we talk about the micro enterprises, if your investment in the plant and machinery doesn't exceed 2.5 crore and your turnover doesn't exceed 10 crore, then you are a micro enterprises. If your investment in the plant and machinery doesn't exceed 25 crore, whereas your turnover doesn't exceed 100 crore, then you are a small enterprises. And if your investment doesn't exceed 1.25 crore and your turnover is 500 crore, doesn't exceed 500 crore, then you are a medium enterprises, right? This is very important for all of you because the question can be asked in your examination, everyone. Okay, now see, here the turnover is 95 crore and investment is 22 crore. Investment is 20 crore, 22 crore and turnover 95 crore. Small enterprise. So this is a small enterprise. Now investment here is 3 crore, turnover 8 crore. See, 3 crore and turnover is 8 crore. Now one thing is exceeding. Only one thing is exceeding. Now we have to shift it to the small enterprises. Yes, it is a small enterprise. Okay. Yes, guys, it is a small enterprise, guys. Very good. So if we talk about the correct answer, see. Kamal, very good. Very good, you guys. See now, investment in the plant and machinery is 3 crore and turnover is 8 crore. Turnover is within this limit 8 crore. But here, investment is 3 crore, which is exceeding 2.5 crore. Now, if any one of the criteria, either the investment or the turnover is exceeding the upper limit, we have to shift it to the next category. So now it cannot be listed as a micro enterprises. It is a small enterprise. So very good. Kamal C is the correct answer. Right? Now, if you have any doubt here, kindly ask. If you have any doubt here, please feel free to ask your doubt, everyone. Done? Next question. A company has the following data. GDP MP is given, depreciation is given, FDIA is given, indirect taxes is given, government subsidies is given. Now you have to tell me what is the national income in this economy. You have to tell me what is the national income in this economy. Means we have to calculate the net national product at factor cost. Everyone, ma'am, it reverse happens. See, Ananya, for reversing, you don't have to meet both the criterias. For example, there is a small enterprises. And for any year, if the small enterprises haven't met both the limit, means both the investment and turnover, they haven't touched both the limit, then they have to be shifted into the lower version. For shifting in the lower version, you don't have to meet both the criteria. For upgrading, you have to exceed only one of the criteria. Okay, done, Ananya? Now here tell me the correct answer everyone. NNP at FC. We have to calculate the net national product calculated at factor cost everyone. Please answer this question. We have to calculate the NNP at FC, net national product calculated at factor cost. Everyone, please answer. First of all, we need to learn the formula. Okay, so see, GDP MP, gross domestic product at market price is given. We have to calculate the net national product at factor cost. First of all, what is the formula? What is the formula? We have to first convert gross into net. So gross into net, the formula was gross minus depreciation is equals to net, right? We have to convert domestic product into national product. Now domestic product into national product, we have to add net foreign income from abroad. Then we have to what? Market price to factor cost. Market price to factor cost. We have to what? Minus net indirect tax. Okay. Now here see. First of all, indirect taxes and government subsidies are there. So net indirect taxes is equal to indirect taxes minus government subsidies. 150 minus 50, it is 100. Right? So GDP MP is 2500 minus depreciation is 200 plus NFIA is 100 minus net indirect taxes is 100. Right. So if we talk about the correct answer, 2300 is the correct answer. C is the correct answer. Good. Good, everyone. C is the correct answer. Any doubt in this question? If you have, please ask. If no doubt, please give me a thumbs up, everyone. RK, what you want to repeat me? This was the three formulas. If you all remember, I have told you in the class. Gross domestic product plus net factor income from abroad is equals to gross national product. Second, gross minus net is equals to depreciation. Then factor cost plus net indirect taxes is equals to market price. Based on these three formula, I have made this conversion, the formula. Then I have put the value and then it is answered. Simple. Okay. Next. Culinary sector is a part of agriculture, service, industrial or foreign sector. Culinary sector is a part of what? Culinary sector. Everyone. Culinary sector is a part of what? Everyone please answer. Culinary sector is a part of what? Yes. So see, we have primary, we have secondary, and we have tertiary sector. Okay. So culinary sector, culinary and quaternary. These are the two sector, culinary and quaternary. These are the part of tertiary sector. So service sector. Yes, B is the correct answer. Yes, B is the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following formula is correct? We have to choose the correct formula. Factor cost plus indirect tax minus subsidies equals to market price. Factor cost minus indirect tax plus subsidies is equals to market price. MP minus depreciation is equals to factor cost. MP plus depreciation is equals to factor cost. Tell me the correct answer. Very simple. Now tell me the correct answer. Which of the following formula is correct? Here, we have to choose the correct answer, everyone. Which of the following formula is correct? Here, everyone. Tell me the correct answer, guys. Factor cost plus indirect taxes minus subsidies is equals to market price. Factor cost minus indirect taxes plus subsidies is equals to market price. Factor cost minus depreciation is equals to factor cost. Or market price plus depreciation is equals to factor cost. So the correct answer is Ananya is saying B, RK is saying A, Kamal is also saying A. Again, you are all confused. Factor cost plus indirect taxes minus subsidy is equals to market price. This is the correct answer. Factor cost plus net indirect taxes is equals to market price. Factor cost plus net indirect taxes is indirect taxes minus subsidies is equals to market price. We open the bracket. Factor cost plus IT minus subsidy is equals to market price. So the correct answer is A, right? Next question. Consider the following statement about the foreign exchange retail platform. The platform imposed transaction charges on all the trades regardless of the transaction value. Only banks are eligible to participate in this platform. Foreign exchange platform, we have to choose the correct statement. Everyone. Everyone. Please answer this question. We have to choose the correct statement here. Foreign exchange platform. Choose the correct statement regarding the foreign exchange platform. Everyone. The platform imposes transaction on all trades regardless of the transaction value. Only banks are eligible to participate in this platform. Everyone, please answer. Okay. So first of all, the platform imposes transaction charge on all the trades regardless of the transaction value. No, the foreign exchange platform imposes the transactions value if your transaction exceed $50,000 in one day. If it exceed this value, then only it is going to impose the charges, else it is not going to impose the charges. Only banks are eligible to participate in this platform. No, guys, only banks are not eligible to participate in this platform. In this platform, various other participants are allowed, like a small institutional investor, retail investors. These are all allowed. So second is also wrong. So if we choose the correct answer, neither one nor two. D is the correct statement here. D is the correct statement here. Good. Next question. Which of the following statement regarding RBI is correct? Reserve Bank of India. RBI commenced business on 1st April 1949 with a paid-up capital of 10 crore. RBI was established as a private bank with a paid-up capital of 5 crore. Commenced operation on 1st April 1935. RBI was nationalized in year 1950. RBI was established in 1934 and commenced operation in 1936 with a paid-up capital of 5 crore. We have to choose the correct statement regarding RBI. Choose the correct statement regarding the Reserve Bank of India. Everyone. Just choose the correct statement regarding the Reserve Bank of India. So, which of the following is the correct answer? We have to choose the correct statement regarding the Reserve Bank of India. RBI is nationalized in 1950 with a paid up capital of 1 crore. Again, read out the question. Kamal is saying B. Ananya B. Right? So, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, was actually established as a private bank. Yes. It has a paid up capital of 5 crore. Commences operation on 1935. Yes. Act has been passed in 1934. Recommendation by Royal Hilton Young Commission 1926. Nationalization has been done in 1949. Right, so these are the important dates. Earlier, RBI's headquarter was in Kolkata, then it has been shifted to Mumbai permanently. So, if we talk about the correct answer, B is the correct answer. Okay, this is a PYP actually. This is a PYP, everyone. Okay, next question. A bank research team is analyzing the impact of interest rate change on the investment decision during an economic slowdown. The team assumed that the reduced interest rate will significantly boost investment and saving. However, one economist in the team point out that this may not hold true on the Keynes theory, which suggests that investment is more influenced by the other factor. So, based on the Keynes criticism of the classical theory of interest, which of the following best explain the economist view? Keynes believed that lower interest rate directly increased investment and saving in all economic conditions. Keynes argued that investment decisions are primarily influenced by the marginal efficiency of the capital and future expectation rather than the interest rate. Keynes saving are highly interest elastic and tends to increase significantly with the rising interest rate. Keene emphasized that the interest rate are purely a reward for saving and reducing them will always lead to the higher investment. You have to tell me the correct answer. Everyone. Everyone, kindly please answer this question now. This is an easy question. Everyone start answering this question. A bank research team is analyzing the impact of interest rate on the investment decision. During an economic slowdown, the team assumes that reduced interest rate will significantly boost the investments and saving. However, one economist in the team point out that this might not hold true based on the Keynes theory. So Keynes argues that according to the Keynes, the investment and the savings they are rarely interest elastic. First of all, according to the Keynes, the investments decisions or the saving decisions they are rarely interest elastic. Okay, there are more decisions actually. In Keynes says that if you are going to invest, it is more based on the marginal efficiency of the capital and the future expectation rather than on the interest rate. So if we talk about the correct answer, B is the correct answer. Everyone done? Clear? Next question. According to the which section cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio is governed? This is a PYP. Everyone, tell me the correct answer. Under which section of the respective act CRR and SLR is governed? Cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio. Everyone, please answer. Now you have to tell me the correct answer. Good question. This is a PYP, previous year question. This is a PYP, previous year question. Everyone start answering the question, guys. Okay. So, CRR is section 42 of Reserve Bank of India Act. Cash reserve ratio means every bank has to reserve a fixed percentage of its total deposit with RBI in form of cash only. That is called as cash reserve ratio. And a statutory liquidity ratio says that every bank has to reserve a fixed portion of its total deposit and that with themselves, and it can be in any form, sorry, either in cash or in non-cash. That is called as a statutory liquidity ratio. So bank has to maintain the statutory liquidity ratio according to the section 24 of Banking Regulation Act, and bank has to maintain the cash reserve ratio according to section 42 of Reserve Bank of India Act 1934. RBI Act passed in 1934, Banking Regulation Act passed in 1949. Very important question. This is a P by P. Okay. A is the correct answer. Next, consider the following statement regarding the financial criteria prescribed by RBI for setting up the what? For setting up the trade receivable discounting system. The minimum paid up capital required for TREDS entity is 50 crores since it handle the trade receivable financing. TREDS entities are permitted to assume limited credit risk subject to the RBI approval. No entity other than the promoter can hold more than 10% of the equity capital of the TREDS platform. Overall financial strength of the promoter is one of the key factors considered for selection. Which of the following statement is or are correct? Everyone. Which of the following statement is or are correct? Again, important question, good question. You have to answer this question. Everyone, whoever are watching this video, kindly please like and share the video to the maximum you can and tell me the correct answer here. Tell me the correct answer here. Hmm. Everyone start answering this question. Threats. Trade receivable discounting system. Threads. Trade receivable discounting system. Okay. The minimum paid up capital requirement for a trades entity is 50 crores since it handles the trade receivable financing. Wrong. It is not 50 crore, it is 25 crore. Trades entities are permitted to assume the limited credit risk. No, they are not allowed to take any credit risk. No. No entities other than the promoter can hold more than 10% of the equity capital of the trade platform. Correct. The overall financial strength of the promoter is one of the key factors considered for the selection. Correct. So if we talk about the correct answer, third and fourth are the correct statement. First and second are the wrong statement. So C is the correct answer. Clear? Everyone sees the correct answer. Next question. Which of the following statement regarding government initiative to boost communication infrastructure in India is or are correct? The FDI cap in the telecom sector has been increased to 100% from 74%. Production linked scheme for large scale electronic manufacturing was approved by government in 2020. The Department of Telecommunication include Tarang Sanchar, a web portal, provide information on broadband connectivity speed across India. We have to choose the correct statement here, everyone. We have to choose the correct statement here, everyone. We have to choose the correct statement, guys. Everyone kindly answer this question. We have to choose the correct statement here. The foreign direct investment cap in the telecom sector has increased to 100% from 74%. Yes, that is correct. The production linked incentive scheme for large scale manufacturing has been approved by government in 2020. Correct. The Department of Telecommunication launched Tarang Sanchar, which is a web portal providing information on the broadband connectivity speed across India. No, Tarang Sanchar portal is actually for measuring the mobile tower radiations, not for the broadband connectivity. Okay, it for this it is BBNL which has been launched. So statement third is wrong. First and second are correct. So A is the correct answer. Yes. A is the correct answer, everyone. Done? Any doubt? Good. Next question. Calculate the insurance density here. Insurance density. GDP 500 trillion. Gross value added. GVA 400 million trillion. Population is 100 million. Insurance premium is 2 trillion. We have to calculate the insurance density here. Insurance density, everyone. Insurance density, everyone. Please answer this zero. Please answer this question. Please answer this question, guys. So the correct answer is what? Very easy, very simple question. Insurance density. What is insurance density? Now you have to answer. Insurance density is equals to premium to population, first of all. Okay. You don't even have to calculate. It is 2 trillion, 100 million. So 100 million, I'm saying that 1 के आगे 8 zero लगा लो, 100 million. 2 trillion is 2 के आगे 12 zero लगा लो. But you don't need to calculate this. If we divide by 2, most obvious answer is a 2 divided by 100. It cannot be 15 or 10 or 25. It is 20,000, right? So A is the correct answer. You don't even need to calculate this. Simple, by common sense, you can all answer this question. You just have to remember what is insurance density. It is premium to population, okay? Right? Next. Which of the following statement according or regarding the liquidity adjustment facility is correct? LAF. LAF is a tool used by Reserve Bank of India to manage the liquidity in the banking system by adjusting the cash reserve ratio. Under the LAF, the RBI conducts repo and reverse repo operation to inject and absorb liquidity. LAF is generally used to control the long-term interest rate and manage the inflation in the economy. We have to choose the correct answer. Liquidity adjustment facility. Choose the correct answer. Liquidity adjustment facility, guys. Please choose the correct answer, everyone. Liquidity adjustment facility, guys. LAF. So LAF is a tool. LAF is actually a tool used by Reserve Bank of India to manage liquidity in the banking system by adjusting the cash reserve ratio. No. Liquidity, LAF actually include repo rate and reverse repo rate. LAF actually include the repo rate and the reverse repo rate. Okay, so first cannot be the answer. Second, LAF, the RBI conduct reports and reverse repos to absorb and inject liquidity. True. LAF is generally used to control the long-term interest rate. No, it is used to control the short-term lendings. Okay. So only second is the correct statement. C is the correct answer. Only second is the correct statement. C is the correct answer, guys. Done. Done, everyone. Yes or no? Okay. Next question. Pink revolution is associated with what? Poultry, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, or none of the above? Pink revolution is associated with the production of what? Everyone. Easy. Pink revolution. Pink revolution in India is associated with the production of poultry, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, or none of the above. Tell me the correct answer. Yes. So pink revolution, it is related to pharmaceuticals. This is also a PYP, guys. Okay. Agriculture, green revolution. Remember, egg, silver revolution. Okay. Done. Yeah. Next. As per Reserve Bank of India Act, the maximum denomination of the currency note that can be issued in India is, this is again a PYP. The maximum denomination of the currency note that can be published is what? Everyone. As per RBI Act, the maximum denomination of the currency note that can be issued in India is what? 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, or 50,000, everyone. Answer. Yes, Ananya. And everyone else, kindly please answer this question. I want an answer from each and every one of you. Why you are not answering here? Okay, so yes, it is 10,000 B is the correct answer. Next question. You have to choose the correct statement here. Bancassurance is actually defined as the selling of insurance product through NBFCs only. The concept of bancassurance has the root in France. It commenced in India in the year 2000, where the government issued a notification under the Banking Regulation Act, which allowed Indian Bank to undertake insurance distribution business. We have to choose the correct statement regarding the bancassurance. We have to choose the correct statement regarding the bancassurance. Everyone, just choose the correct statement regarding the bank assurance. Everyone. We have to choose the correct statement regarding the bank assurance. Everyone, please answer this question. Hmm. Second and third, you are saying correct, Ananya. And everyone else, please answer this question. Bank assurance. So, bank assurance is defined as selling of the insurance product through non-banking financial companies only. No, bank assurance are defined as the selling of the insurance product through bank, NBFCs, etc. First is wrong. Concept of bank assurance root in France, correct. It commenced in India in year 2000, not 2010. So it is wrong. So if we talk about the correct answer, only second is the correct statement. D is the correct answer. No one is correct here. D is the correct answer. Okay. Next, which of the following is not included in the monetary policy framework of RBI? Not included in the monetary policy framework of Reserve Bank of India. Not included in the monetary policy framework of Reserve Bank of India. Everyone. Which of the following is not included in the monetary policy framework of Reserve Bank of India? Please answer. See, repo rate, yes. Repo rate, the rate at which RBI is giving short-term loan to the commercial bank. Reverse repo rate, the rate at which RBI is receiving short-term loan from the commercial bank. Bank rate, the rate at which RBI is giving long-term loan to the commercial bank. Exchange rate, yes, it is not included in the monetary policy framework. So obviously, D is the correct answer. Yes. Next question. Consider the following statement regarding the recent initiative in the Indian railway sector. The one station, one product concept aims to help local business and supply chains. 200 PM Gati Shakti cargo terminal for multimodal logistic are to be developed during the next 3 years. 400 new generation Vande Bharat trains are planned to be manufactured during the next 3 years. Which of the following statement is or are correct? We have to choose the correct statement. Indian railway sector. The initiative regarding the Indian railway sector. Everyone, please answer. Please answer this question. It is regarding the initiative in Indian railway sector. Everyone, kindly please answer this question. It is regarding the initiative in the Indian railway sectors. Everyone. Okay. The one station, one product concept aims to help local business and supply chains, right? 200 PM Gati Shakti terminals, no. 100 PM Gati Shakti terminals, wrong. 400 new Vande Bharat, yes, 400 I think is correct, right? So first and third are correct. So if we talk about the correct answer, B is the correct answer. Done. Clear? Next question. ESG is the modern dimension of which of the following? PYP. ESG is the modern dimension of financial accounting, corporate governance, corporate social responsibility, or environmental science. ESG is a modern dimension of which of the following? Everyone. Everyone, kindly please like and share the video to the maximum you can. Everyone, please like and share the video, guys. ESG is considered as the modern dimension of which of the following? Everyone. Yes, it is corporate social responsibility. Next, a multi-cap fund is characterized under which type of mutual fund? PYP again. A multi-cap fund is actually a which type of mutual fund? Debt, equity, hybrid, or index? Multi-cap fund. Multi-cap fund. No, no. Multi-cap fund. It is a equity fund. It is a which type of mutual fund? If we talk about the multi-cap fund, it is an equity fund, right? So B is the correct answer. It is a equity fund. Good. Next question. Multi-cap fund is a equity fund, everyone. This is a PYP in fact, okay? Now, which committee's recommendation lead to RBI's issuing guideline to the credit institution to become the member of all credit information company? Tell me the correct answer, everyone. Very simple. All credit institutions should become the member of all credit information companies. It is Aditya Puri Committee's recommendation. Next. Consider the following statement regarding the command economy. In a command economy, the government owned most of the means of production, such as land and capital. The private sector has a significant control over production and distribution decision. In command economy, the government plays a role in deciding how the goods and services are distributed. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Regarding the command economy, we have to choose the incorrect statement, guys, everyone. Easy. Command economy. Please answer this question. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Kamal, Ranveer, RK, and everyone, we have to choose the incorrect statement here. Consider the following statement about command. Achha, command economy, it is also called as capitalist economy. First of all, clear this doubt. It is also called as capitalist economy. Means there is a dominance of the private sector. Means there is a dominance of private sector. So in a command economy, the government owns most of the means of production. No. Private sector has a significant control. Yes. In command economy, government plays a major role. No. First and third are incorrect. We have to choose the incorrect statement. Huh? So B is the correct answer. We have to choose the incorrect statement. So B is the incorrect one. Okay. Last question. Okay. Last question. Which of the following sequence in the decreasing order of the contribution in GDP? Decreasing order of contribution in GDP. Everyone, decreasing order of contribution in GDP. Tell me the correct answer. This is the last question. Everyone. Decreasing order of contribution in the GDP. High, then low, then low. Decreasing order of contribution in the GDP. Everyone. So obviously most is the industrial, top service, not industrial. Second is the industrial, and last is the agriculture. Okay, so A is the correct answer. Okay, yes, A is the correct answer. Done, everyone. So yes, yes, guys, this is it for today. This is the marathon for today. Now for tomorrow's marathon again, starting from 6 p.m. Okay, tomorrow we have again a marathon. Okay, and the marathon will be from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. everyone, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow. First of all, the thing will be I will be teaching priority sector lending, the updated targets, everyone. Very important. committees, I will be teaching the updated target plus all the MCQs. Okay. So these were actually I will be teaching in tomorrow 6 to 9 p.m. the second part of this final marathon. I hope that you will find useful this session. Thank you so much everyone. Just please like and share the video to the maximum you can, and please subscribe to this channel and press the bell notification icon. Don't just depends upon the link. Okay, YouTube itself give you the notification, so just please like and share the video to the maximum you can, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Okay, thank you so much Kamal, thank you RK, thank you K, thank you Ranveer, thank you everyone who have joined this session, thank you Ananya, thank you everyone, thank you guys, take care, bye bye guys, bye everyone, take care, thank you.